What up, guys? It's your boy Alec, coming at you with another video. I was in some of Law's comments, and this dude, Basic Gamer, I think that's who it is. You guys correct me if I'm wrong, but he had this suggestion of this card, Archfiend's Oath here. And here's what the card reads: once per turn, you pay 500 life points, then declare one card name. Excavate the top card of your deck, and if it is the declared card, add it to your hand. Otherwise, send it to the graveyard. So this is obviously a play on the true name. The true name also kind of has a similar thing, but the difference with Archfiend's Oath, I think you're going to kind of see, is that this is a permanent spell. And so upon initial testing, I think this card has some great synergies with Dark Magician. I wanted to show you a couple of the combos that I found from it. Oh, come on. Yeah. Oh, okay, here we go. Sorry, using the iPad. Okay, so here's the first combo. You open with Rod and you open with Archfiend Oath. So normal Rod, and of course you're going to go into your best Dark Magician spell, Soul Servant. And so here's the key. You always want to activate Archfiend's Oath first. And the reason why is, they're not going to ash Archfiend's Oath if they just think you're randomly activating it. They're probably going to be like, what is this casual player playing? And so as you roll, if you wait for them to not ash it and then chain the Soul Servant, then it allows you to stack whatever card you want to your deck, and that's what you're going to draw. So I'm going to stack Magician Souls to the deck, and then I'm going to draw Magician Souls with Archfiend's Oath. Again, you saw I paid the 500, and boom. Now here's what makes this better than the true name, I think, in my opinion. Obviously, you summon souls, but now you get to once you special summon your souls, you can actually send this to draw a card. And so, hey, of course, we're getting Watch Cat, which, best Dark Magician card of the game. Obviously, if you draw this card, you're winning every game you ever have. And so that +1 that Archfiend's Oath gets you in combination with souls, I think is kind of the key that makes it slightly better than the true name. And we're not really some Egyptian gods in this deck. We don't need to. We got Dragoon coming. So again, I'm going to send for souls. This is a 3-card combo if you already have Soul Servant and Archfiend's Oath, but let's say you don't have Rod. Okay, so again, we're going to do the combo, activate Archfiend's Oath first, then use Soul Servant to stack. This time we're going to stack Rod to the top of the deck. Sorry about the noise in the background. So you're going to get Rod to your hand. And then the cool thing is, when you normal Rod now, and instead of getting Soul Servant, it's already in the graveyard, so now you're going to get your Magician's Salvation. Obviously, you activate that. One of my favorite cards. You get to set Eternal Soul, Busted. But now here's the cool thing. Now we get to draw 2 off of Magician Souls, which is great. And hey, oh yeah, the GOAT, Watch Cat again. Call me. I'm just like Yugi. I draw the card whenever I need it. But yeah, so obviously now you get the +2, you get to go into Dragoon, and hopefully you get to draw more fodder. With that hand, I would have had a combo for next turn, which is kind of nice. And so last scenario, I do want to show the times that maybe this card isn't as helpful. So let's say you already have 1 card Dragoon, like you have your Sky Striker combo. By the way, for any of you who are curious about what the Sky Striker combo is, because I didn't get it at first, honestly, even though it's pretty easy. It took me a second to learn it. So I go Engage, I go into Hornet Drones, use Kagari, add back your Hornet Drones. Hopefully they don't have Ghost Bell or Ash, because this combo doesn't work for either of those. So you go into Kaina. By the way, this Kaina combo, game 3, kind of gains you 100 life points for a Spell Striker or Sky Striker card you activate. So this is another kind of way to win cheaply in time, which I don't know, it kind of gives me a chuckle. Anyway, and so, but let's say this is a normal game. You go into Anaconda, and you send off of Anaconda. In this particular hand, and I think this is a more common hand than you think, like if you don't have Rod or Souls in the opening hand, or Soul Servant, which, that's 9 cards, so it doesn't happen often, or Circle. So technically that's 11 cards in your deck. You're going to have that a lot. But let's say you don't open any of those cards. Archfiend's Oath, it's kind of underwhelming. What are you going to do now? Obviously, if you get to still set up for Dragoon, it's a good discard fodder. But let's say I'm dumb and I'm still swinging for it. I pay my 500, and now I guess I hope I draw Dark Magician Girl Soul Sir. I don't know what I'm hoping I draw here. I probably should have kept it in my hand for my Dragoon. But the point is, in those types of scenarios, you're not really gonna benefit from having that. Now the good news is, let's say in my build I had 2 circle, but let's say I cut it down to 1 circle. You can run 3 circles, so you're gonna have somewhere between 10 and 12 targets that make Archfiend's Oath live, which for your first 5 card hand, that's pretty good. It's pretty disruptible if you're going second, so I mean that, there's that, but that's okay. So the thing that I'm kind of thinking about is when you consider playing a card like Archfiend's Oath, you want to compare it to certain types of cards that you're going to play instead of it. So something like Nadir Servant into the combo of Dogmatica, a little bit better, obviously, right? But let's say, if you're choosing between that and, say, a trap card like Ice Dragon Prison, or a trap card like Torrential Tribute, or a card like Watchcat that gets you into your Dragoon as well. The thing that you have to kind of compare it to those cards. Which one's going to be better for your deck? And so Archfiend's Oath gets you to your Dark Magician combo pieces more easily. It gets you to that Draw 2 combo with Soul Servant more often. If, let's say you open with Souls and Archfiend's Oath, it gets you to Rod. So even if you have another combo piece like Watchcat or Instant Fusion or some other monster, maybe a hand trap like Ash Blossom, so that you can go into Dragoon. The difference is with Archfiend's Oath, you're going to go into your Rod and your Soul Servant, and then you're going to get your Draw 2, assuming no hand traps. So in that instance, it's kind of better. But if you do get hand trapped, it can get hand trapped like Ash. It can get Ashed, or Ghost Ogred, which sucks. And so, not that Ghost Ogre is that common anymore, but so that's kind of the downside of playing it. It's a little bit riskier in those types of scenarios. But overall, it's definitely a viable card. I ran it at 3 in testing, and it's this weird balance where it's not searchable, so you want to play 3, but if you draw 2 in your first hand, you're going to be kind of annoyed if you don't have Magician. So I may run it at 2 if I was to run it. I don't know. It's this kind of weird in between card to figure out, but I definitely think it has some quality synergy, and the fact that it's a permanent spell, I think, makes it much more beneficial and viable than the True Name, because again, you not only get its effect, but then you can send it for the draw effect of Souls, which is kind of busted. So at its best, it's busted, but it also can be bricky in the worst scenarios, and you may be better off running other support cards like trap cards that can protect your Dragoon, or hand traps that can break your opponent's combos. But let me know what you think. If you come up with any other combos, obviously I didn't show any circle combos with this card, but this, if circle excavates 3 cards and one of them's like Solemn Strike, and you want to use this card to get Solemn Strike, that's another. Later in the combo, that's another way that it's useful. It has 10 to 12 targets, so it's good. It's relatively consistent. It just may not swing the needle in your games where, say, you only draw Red Eyes Fusion and Nadir Servant, and you're trying to kind of play off of that. But so anyway, let me know what you think. I want to see what you guys come up with. Laza, what I miss, and excited to just learn more about this deck that we all so love. All right, guys, have a lovely